Hello and welcome to the final 9 of the FPO at the 2025 Discmania Challenge, presented by True Bank. This is the 9th stop on the tour. I'm Sofia Donnecke.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And we're honking donk.
Yeah, we are. For some reason. It's shaping up to be a really exciting back 9. Holyn Handley absolutely chasing Cadence down in the front 9, shooting a bogey-free 7 down so far. The best we've seen is 9 down total, so that's truly amazing to bring it within 1 stroke of Cadence. Burge.
Yeah, Cadence shooting steady, but definitely not the round she wants so far. Own and Cap Merch also, coming up from behind, but it's a big race here between Holyn and Cadence. And we're on to hole number 10, which is a par 5. It's 785 feet. You want to land right around here, and then you want to have your second shot get to around this oak tree or past it to have the tricky upshot down here into the green. Downhill, the left side is sort of the bad spot to be. The OB comes in right there. There's OB long in the basket as well. But yeah, this upshot is maybe the hardest part of the hole, I would say.
Checking in with Macy Veladiaz ahead on hole 12. One of the shorter par 3s out here. Still some challenges with that double mandatory. This is a great shot, but leaves a tough putt through those 2 little trees.
Yeah, that's a tricky. You see discs on the high left side there, always kind of getting into that rough bit there, and it's trickier than it seems.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Valerie Mendojano with
That looks nice.
a perfect turning backhand shot.
Yep.
All right,
See
Macy
what she's
trying.
got.
I was in the same spot. There's a teeny little window up and
There
over.
is now.
That's-
Wow.
Oh, she's surprised.
Are you kidding me?
She surprised herself.
She was just trying to hit the window, probably. Wow. That's really cool. That is a good one. From back there.
She just shrugs.
Did you make it from there?
No.
No?
Why'd
Okay.
you have to point it out?
Sorry.
It's
You
it's
probably would
hard.
have said that you did.
It's hard. All right. That was a
Okay,
great
fine.
putt.
Yeah.
Valerie with a tap and birdie as well.
All right, back to 10. Holyn has the box. And that's a typical gap.
A little high, but
Just some maintenance and gets past
Nice.
the tree still, yet despite hitting those branches.
yes. Yeah, and pretty impressive to have that much power challenging the ceiling the whole way.
You see a lot of discs hitting that big trunk.
Mm-hmm.
Get off it.
Ooh, that's headed
Now
OB
come back.
actually. Sit. Okay. I think Cadence missing her intended gap, but it's going to
Yeah.
be just fine.
She doesn't like it, but she's safe, and that will play.
And an open shot.
I'm taking the unconventional approach, but it worked out for her.
Yeah. Yesterday.
There's
It's-
Terry.
Hi, Terry. I mean, it is kind of nice over there to work the higher side of the hill.
That's appeared. That's exactly the line you want there.
Gorgeous.
Huge distance. That's the best shot yet there.
Own wanting to crest this hill, get past these hay bales.
I think.
Is it good, Terry?
Does Terry like it?
Hard to say. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Cadence going to be working up more the right side. You got to be careful here. You don't want to hang it too far. She's actually going to try to go all the way across the fairway to the left, and that looks pretty good.
Yeah, she's been playing up to that left side of the fairway. It gives you a bit more of a hyzer approach into the basket. Holyn also playing to that left side.
Really clean looking sidearm.
Yeah.
That's great. Rebecca after an ideal drive.
Yeah. Kind of going straight at it,
Yeah, it's
which is a good play.
I was going to say as long as you miss it.
Yeah.
And it's still a good play,
She's
but
off it, I think.
a little bit more of a challenging approach. Own with a little bit more than you typically want on the final shot, and she really
Yeah.
swings this out wide. She's going to use the full width of the fairway here.
Come
Needs to
on.
skip.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, that's like a nice... You see a lot of shots land there, and then you have like... You're not parked, but it's a safe run.
Cadence with a little bit more typical look at it.
Yeah. Swings it wide. And
Nice.
just at the bullseye.
Important for Cadence to keep stacking up birdies here. Try to hold Holyn off on her charge.
Standstill from Rebecca.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Holyn the closest on that upshot, but it's still tricky. But
Nah.
looks like not a problem.
Nah. It's easy.
Closest one yet. Yeah.
And everyone in position for some birdie putts.
Yeah.
A good conversion from Own out of position after 2.
There we go.
Nice. And these ladies must like charity, because it's looking like $100 on the
Another
round
one.
to Edge Disc Golf.
That's awesome. Well,
Guess we just
I
assume
guess,
that Holland's gonna. I mean,
Fair enough.
she's good for a tap in.
all right. Yeah. It's a good final lead card showing up today.
Holland 8 down. Course record is Cadence's 9 from yesterday. Double digits absolutely possible, especially with the wind down. Hole 11, a new configuration from last year, much more difficult. It's a par 4, 559, but it's a technical first shot. You don't need a ton of power, you just need really good placement to the mouth of the gap here, leaving yourself either a straight shot or maybe a slightly left to right moving shot. There is more room on the left, though, to land and have a putt than there is on the right. There's a mandatory off the tee. You're not super thinking about it. And short left is probably the better mistake than pushing too deep.
That looks like it should work. Yeah.
I'm hungry all of a sudden for pizza.
Looks a little bit high.
Yeah, she might be challenging that left,
But
short
that's
left
fine.
side. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
That's
great.
great.
That's what you want.
Also looking pretty. Oh, weird little reaction, but it's still very good for Own.
Yeah. You do see some women going over the top despite the Mando.
I have not seen it. I think you're making it up.
No, I'm not. Round 1.
She's a
everyone
liar.
except for me, and I was like, did I learn the hole wrong?
Everyone through the gap nicely. The only play possible
Apparently.
off the tee.
No, I feel better seeing this. Oh, okay,
Ooh.
so the upshot is the crux on this hole, which
Yes.
is the case in a couple. Oh my gosh, that's
You do not
that
see
is
that.
what you want.
You never see that. That's a very dense rough over there. Rebecca very fortunate to get all the way through.
Yeah.
The more typical play, we saw this from Own yesterday. Kind of bailing out slightly to the left. It's the safe play. Leaves you a putt, but we know Own's good for it.
Yeah.
The sidearm can get you closer, but brings in just a bit more risk. That's looking great.
Not for Holyn.
Never, yeah. She's never
Yeah.
missed a forehand in her life looking at her play today.
Yep.
And pressure on Cadence to put this close now.
Does it stay off of that?
Yeah, it's good. Very, very good.
Take your bullside. Bullseye. She's bullside.
Rebecca, circle 2 look for a birdie. Ah, dead center band.
Another great circle 2 bid.
In my mind, the only miss that you're not allowed to be totally mad at yourself for.
Yep.
Gosh, such a good putter. About 32 feet for Own's birdie.
Not a problem.
And she's staying in it. 4 strokes back.
Yeah.
Holyn with her second
Look at
turkey
that
of the round.
scorecard.
Yeah. Moves to 9 down with that one.
And we're only on 11.
Yeah. On a heater. Cadence hanging on to the lead, though, picking up 3 out of the last 5 holes.
Yeah, she's heating up now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got ourselves a race to 18.
Yes, we do.
All right, moving on to hole number 12. It's a tricky par 3 double mando hole. Everything that misses the mando or ends up OB, which the OB is on the right side here, goes to the drop zone, which we just flew over. We've seen backhands and sidearms on this hole. You basically want to get to these rocks and get some nice ground play up to the basket. It's easy to get in trouble, but yeah.
Yeah, anything missed mandatory or OB goes to the drop zone.
Yeah.
Which can be pretty tricky to save your bogey. Holyn going backhand here very early, and it missed the mandatory.
Yeah. The mando tree is a tree, so it can be hard to tell.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do. Like
there's some branches.
There's some branches. Yeah, it's not just one trunk on the left.
That's the play.
Nice. Cadence.
Gets
and
over
she
the
even
rocks.
gets over.
Yeah.
Sweet. There's Terry.
What?
Where is he? He's crouching in the background. Like a Where's Waldo, but a There's Terry instead.
It'd be so nice to like line up your tee shot and then be like, oh, there's Terry, and then throw.
Owen with a great backhand,
Yep.
not quite able to jump up and over. And all backhands. Oh, that looks fantastic too. Get up and over. Come on. Give it to her.
Did Holyn throw back in?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, the sidearm, if you miss, there's that OB on the right side.
There is. I'm still a little bit surprised.
Yeah.
But Holland's got the whole package, so.
Mm-hmm.
And she's looking to put this close. It's solid. This is a pretty tricky putt just because it's fairly uphill. Rebecca at Circle's Edge needs to give this a little extra pop. And almost good power, just not enough height. Gonna make a request from the Jomez graphics team to put a Terry sighting counter in the corner. Nice putt from Owen to get a turkey.
Yeah.
For a 2-stroke swing here.
That's the first we've seen here.
Kind of first sign of nerves, I think, from Cadence.
Yeah, just a little lack in focus.
Ooh.
Now she's got a tricky comebacker.
Very. She looks very focused on this one.
Yeah.
This is tough. High ceiling, elevated basket.
Oh,
or sorry,
no.
low ceiling. Ooh. And an air. Wow. 2 air balls in a row. That can shake your confidence. Don't get me wrong, that was a very difficult putt, but still, now she has to make this after missing 2.
There we go.
Good hit.
You know, she limits it to a single. Holyn is putting for a bogey as well. So
Yeah, it just would have been nice to, get a couple strokes, or at least one back on the lead.
yeah, no.
Cadence probably not feeling great after that. Only bogey on the card, and within 3 strokes. Sorry, birdie on the card. You're right. Within there were 2 bogeys though.
Yes.
And still in the
now
fight.
she's in there,
Yep.
you know?
Yes.
3 strokes from the lead, playing well, coming off a turkey here. And moving on to hole number 13.
Yeah, par 3, 333 feet. This left side gap is nice for the forehand. You do see a few backhands through there, but the gap we just flew is kind of the tight backhand line. You push through that, try to get a late turn, and just park it. So easy. There is OB. Down that hill to the right, we haven't really seen it come into play, but it's definitely the worst mistake. Early right. Honestly, anything on the right is the worst mistake. Left side's a bit friendlier. You can scramble from there. You see a ton of sidearms on this, but a surprising amount of aggressive backhands because they did open up the gap this year a bit. It's a nice looking shot.
Yeah, let's see if it skips. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Putting it to
just outside.
40.
Yeah, a little bit outside. That's a downhill putt. It's a tricky one.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Another elevated pin. Danger looming.
Here's the backhand. Play.
Saw Rebecca
Oh.
park this on day 1. That one, a bit too much turn out of the hand early on, but it gets most of the way down there.
She'll have an open approach.
Holyn, one of the only women able to get it, I think, inside the circle with a pure hyzer forehand.
Yeah.
She did the same thing yesterday. It's such an impressive shot.
Yeah, she'll be putting from 20 or so. Cadence going for that wide route, but that center tree is the tree to get by.
And that had too much turn on
Yeah.
it, so it's a fine result to just end up in the middle. It looks like only 2 people on the day able to put it into circle 1 from the
Wow.
tee, 12 into circle 2. And this is a tricky approach from Cadence.
Oh, no. Yeah.
It had a good amount of turn on it, but catches a branch. And Cadence losing a bit of that cool, it looks like.
Yeah.
This could be a 2-stroke swing in Holyn's direction. Which is so surprising
Yeah.
considering we just saw Holyn miss the mandatory. It's just
Yeah.
not what you would think.
No. Cadence playing for that single bogey.
Own long look for birdie.
Ooh. You know she's running that. That's awesome.
Yeah, a solid bid from Own.
Holyn for birdie. Shoot.
Yeah, high left.
Frustrated. Missing some opportunities today. But she'll take a stroke still.
Yep.
If she gets this tap in.
To tie it up.
You know. Yeah. Yeah, we can see the pressure building between our
Yes.
leaders, you know,
Yep.
making some little mistakes.
Pressure cooker.
Yeah.
Activate.
Wow, we're all tied up.
Yeah. And still a lot of holes to play, a lot of difficult ones.
Yes. All right, moving on to hole number 14. It is another par 4, 606 feet, downhill, straightforward tee shot to land somewhere around here. There is an OB that starts right where we're flying over now, and there's a creek, and then the approach is this pinch point here to the green. I think the approach shot is sort of the crux of the hole, as you were
Yes.
saying, and that's where you see a lot of people, you know, hitting early or getting caught up, and you need to execute that second shot.
Yeah, that pinch point is somewhere where one mistake can turn into 2 very quickly if you kick OB. Own showing us the backhand line. Terry counter
There he is.
engaged. I'm going to be a little on that left side. Not a bad
Yeah.
place to be, but might be blind, throwing kind of a hyzer shot.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
That
I
is
love
nice.
this.
The slower speed discs will get less ground play, and you can really just place them in the fairway nicely like that.
Gorgeous shot.
That is way down there, too.
Yes.
Wow. Holyn going with the sidearm route. So she'll go wide around that tree there.
We saw her
Looks
kind of
a little
mess this.
early.
It is.
Oh no.
And gonna drop very short. She did get the birdie with this play yesterday. That one very sawed off.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll probably have to lay up from there.
Yeah.
Door open for Cadence. You can definitely sense the
determined.
tension.
Yeah.
And
That's a little low.
some unforced errors from our leaders here.
Yeah.
Maybe they are forced. Are they forced?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the easier tee shots in my opinion,
Mm.
and both of our leaders, you know, having a little bit of a hiccup there.
Holyn looking to get this down towards those white stakes. Ideally, I
Come
think
on,
for
work
her,
back.
she's...
Oh.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Wow,
okay.
it is perfect.
Yeah. A little scary for a
Whew.
hot second.
Yeah. Holyn knew.
But the pitch up's kind of nice because then it makes the next shot really pretty simple, straightforward, less, 200 feet max, not
I
even.
don't think Cadence is laying.
No, she's not.
Move,
Dangerous.
Terry. Watch out.
That's so B.
Yeah.
And I think,
Cadence trying to press, but
yeah, I think a veteran, I mean, Holyn was way out of position, but a veteran move to lay up there.
Yeah.
I think Cadence probably, with the way she's been throwing, should have just taken her medicine. Easy to say from here. I mean, she's beating me by a million, but, you know, it's just going to add to the pressure there for Cadence.
but the need to press, it feels
Oh, yeah.
much more urgent when you're in it.
Of course. Rebecca with a beautiful second shot.
Gets to the circle for birdie. The rest of the card's struggling a bit on this hole. Although
Holyn.
Holyn, her layup puts her in a great spot.
Yeah, what do you think? Like 200-ish from here?
Yeah. And that looks...
That's perfect.
She's hunting. Yeah. So she will have that par.
And Cadence not really in a great position for a backhand. She's probably going to take it back and away from the OB line. This sets up better for a sidearm on this left side. She goes way back, which is very smart.
Yeah.
And that's in danger. That's over OB, but
Ooh,
cuts
that's
through.
Lucky.
Good break.
She needs to take a deep breath.
Uh-huh.
There's still some holes left.
Yeah, she's not out of it.
Just keep doing what you're doing before this last little while. There we go. Was Owen in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Cadence from,
single?
what, 55 for a single bogey. And not even a chance she knew out of her hand. And that's going to feel rough. I mean, bogey, bogey, double. Holyn about to take the lead. Nice
Great,
birdie.
Great birdie from Rebecca.
And still just like a little bit more than you want for a putt for double. Cadence focusing up here. Good putt.
All right.
In a two-stroke swing, not really in the direction that you would expect here. Holyn gonna have the first solo lead, her first solo lead of the tournament. Oh, she
She's
loves
pumped.
it.
All right.
That is a great par. This one does not see a ton of birdies.
Great birdie by Rebecca. This is the 9th most difficult. 5 birdies, though. So not a lot of birdies. A lot of pars. And we have a new leader.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't see a lot of fist bumps for a par, but Holyn
No.
knows that was a big one. Hole 15, a par 4, 550 feet. Pretty technical with the landing zone being just up and to the right of this tree. You want to land on the high side. The footing's a bit flatter. You can push OB deep if you're not careful off the tee too. Second shot, if you have good footing, is pretty simple. It's just a straight shot. Not even maybe 300 feet, we'll call it, if you're in a good spot, just around the corner. As long as you keep it going straight in the fairway, maybe just get a little fade, you'll usually have a putt. There is some danger all around, but I think the main thing is if you can just land in a good position off the tee. If you don't and you press, you can find some really bad spots on the second. That's great from Rebecca.
I'm going with the sidearm, which you don't see a lot.
You don't see ever. She's the only one doing this.
Gets way up there.
It's good, yeah. Classic Own. It's weird to see her with her sunglasses off. Holyn.
Tongues out.
Focused.
Focused she is.
That looks perfect.
That's about as good as it gets.
Yes.
Because if you push up too high, I found that the branches actually get in your way.
Oh, do they?
On the upper OB line.
Gotcha.
Did we mention that Terry's there yet?
I want like a little ding noise.
Yes.
Terry counter. And Cadence gonna be up first.
Let's see if she can lock back in for this hole here.
Looks a little nervous. She's in a good position. Wants to put the pressure on Holyn here.
There we go.
That's
there
looking so nice. Get around the corner.
Just settles.
Come on. Yes.
Yep.
Gonna be a bit of an obstructed putt, but she's inside the circle looking at a birdie. Doesn't seem like she's thrilled with it, but it's a well-executed
she probably
shot.
doesn't know, like, you can't see
True.
once it fades whether it went deep or if it stayed on the edge, and she's on the edge.
Good point.
On resetting.
This can be a tricky run-up with that
Yeah.
right to left slope. Yeah, you can see she slips.
Doesn't love it. That's going to be short left, and that's
It's
the
a
mistake.
Absolute nightmare in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't even get out in two. Also, there's a cat living in there if anybody wants
A
to
cat?
know. Yeah, there's a cat.
You saw it?
I heard it just meowing over and over, so I went and looked for it.
Aw.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah, you can see the ground is a bit more level where Rebecca was, but also leaking left.
She's far enough left. Rebecca's going to have, I think, more gaps.
Okay.
Own, like, I'm telling you, it is a wall in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, Owens is going to be deep.
Holyn in a great spot to attack here.
Yes.
And this is looking great.
It is.
Settle.
It's. Yeah.
It's fine.
It is hard to, like, land right side of the circle with something slow on this hole. You see, like, we saw it so many times, people, like, fading left of the basket into the rough. It's just with that slanted run up. It looks like there's a search party going on here.
Yeah, everyone trying to find Own's disc. And
oh, that's too bad.
They looked for the, full time. And, I mean, they even had a marshal looking. And Own going to have to go throw from the same spot with a stroke penalty.
Yeah.
And what a recovery shot. Unfortunate to catch that last branch, but that was really a nice flex.
So they just approximated her last lie.
Yes. Oh, man. Rebecca having to go a little roller.
That looks good. If
you
it
sit
stops.
down. Come on. That was great.
Settle down. All right.
Not really a play you see in Rebecca's repertoire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bummer because Own was really staying in it just a couple strokes back. And that's going to take pretty much all the wind out of her sails.
Yeah. A lost disc is always such a bummer.
It really is. It's just so stressful, too. Like, as the timer's going to be looking for your disc, it's hard. I mean, Own to even throw a good shot after that is difficult.
Yeah.
Dang.
Rebecca unable to convert. Cadence for birdie. Let's see if she can take one back on Holyn.
Yeah, this is a big one if she makes it. Yes.
Wow. Locking back in.
That is a difficult putt to make. Listen to the crowd get after it, too.
They love it.
They want the battle.
Okay.
One
tied up
stroke.
again. Oh, no.
Yeah, Cadence.
One stroke, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, man, that's so unfortunate. Owen was within 2, now going to drop back to 4 with only 3 to play. Tough break.
Yeah. All right. One stroke separation. 3 holes left.
Hey everyone, Gannon here, and I want to invite you to compete in the Power Disc Golf Academy Championship Series. This is the only professional and amateur nationwide disc golf series, and everyone is welcome to compete. Qualifier events will be held in cities across North America. If you place high enough at a qualifier event, you'll earn the invitation to compete in our championship event at Eagles Crossing Disc Golf Course. Scan this QR code for dates and locations of the qualifying events. We hope to see you there.
All right, we're on to hole 16. It's a par 3, 305 feet, the prettiest hole on the course in my opinion. There's OB at this creek that you see us flying over, but you're throwing a fairway or mid-range down this tunnel to the red basket that we see here. It's so scenic.
Yeah, it is a very pretty hole and a really fun shot when you get it just right to watch it fly through these trees.
It is scary if you're heading towards a tree, because if it kicks left, it can easily kick OB.
Yeah, and then you're kicking yourself because it's not that hard. I mean, it's, it's a gap. You gotta hit it. We're all capable of hitting this the majority of the time. Cadence getting
a putt?
Most of the way. Yeah, it's gonna be a long putt. She did make a similar distance yesterday for a par save, but Holyn looking to put the pressure on.
Yeah. Holyn in a bit of a dry spell here. But that looks nice.
Yeah, as long as it gets through that last couple trees. Yep.
She'll have a long putt as well.
Come on.
Get off it. Oh no.
Settle.
It got a
That's
forward
fine.
kick. Yeah, that's fine.
No one.
Actually might be circle 2.
Yeah, she'll have a long something. Let's see if Owen can show us the way.
There we go.
Ooh, I love this from
Owen
Owen.
showed us the way.
So perfect. And what a recovery.
There we go.
Always hamming it up for the crowd.
Yeah. Look at that crowd.
Wow.
That's perfect. Great correction from the other day where she was a little left.
Yeah, true.
Parks it.
Rebecca, more work left than we thought.
Annie bid. Yeah, that'll be an easy par here. And now we got the putt off here.
Big
putt off.
Big putt off.
Oh.
All right. Door cracked open for Cadence here. Long look to tie it back up.
Neither of them converting. I mean, both uphill C2 putts. Both feeling the nerves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, certainly you're not expecting to make those every time, but you gotta imagine the nerves playing a huge role here.
Yeah.
And then you really want to get this one before heading into 17.
You do.
At least the wind is down, but
It started picking up towards the end
That's
of
true.
FPO.
yeah.
And you can see the trees, the branches starting to move a little more
Yep.
as the weather changed a bit.
Own beautiful birdie there to bounce back in solo third right now.
Yeah. Our leader's sitting within one stroke heading into 17, 18. And those are some big holes.
Yeah, here we go. Hole 17, a pretty narrow tunnel. You want to work pretty much a hyzer or just straight pushing shot that fades very far to the left, ideally, because you want to get to the left of this tree on the right and have an open look to this Iowa-shaped island, Iowaland, if you will. And if you do not cross, or well, basically if you land OB as you approach this thing, you have to go to a very punishing drop zone about 200 feet away through a tunnel. If you miss that one, it's a secondary drop zone on the green from about 50 feet. So before that, just get through the tunnel. Hopefully you're far enough to be able to go across. But if you're out of position, there's going to be some gamesmanship here. If you're out of position, it's a big decision to lay up or get aggressive and press for the birdie. Cadence looks very focused. And that's fantastic.
That's the ideal tee shot right there. Past that tree on the left, she'll have an open chance to go for that island.
Yes.
Can Holyn answer that tee shot?
Holyn has birdied this 2 days in a row.
Yeah. That looks good.
It is good. It's not quite as good as Cadence's, and she'll have to go first.
She will.
I mean, the nice thing for Holyn is she does have the forehand as well, which sometimes shapes up better depending on where she's sitting in relation to that tree.
Yeah, if you prefer the backhand, you really want to get right to where Rebecca is here because of the tree kind of blocking that right-handed hyzer.
Yeah, that was a really, really good shot from Rebecca.
That was
even
as
farther
good as
than
it gets.
Cadence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Owen, looks like she's lining this thing up.
Wow. Ride it. Ride it.
Get up there.
Go.
Get up.
Oh.
And we
Shoot.
actually haven't seen anyone go from the drop zone, have we?
No.
Yeah. And yeah, I was thinking Holyn was going to choose this sidearm.
Okay.
It's a good choice. The backhand, you got to put a lot of turn on it. That looks good. It's great.
That looks fabulous.
Ooh, boy.
Okay, bullseye for birdie.
The chess match of who has to go first and who lands where is pretty intense. Cadence, wide open look. This is a tricky shot, though. And she answers with a bullseye hit of her own.
Yep.
Woo!
All right, they're back.
Woo-wee.
They're getting hungry.
Wow. Really impressive execution from both of these competitors.
Yeah. Look how wide open Rebecca's shot is.
This is where a lot of people pitch up to.
That's what
And
you
she's
dream
gonna
about landing.
base this thing.
Too easy.
Yeah, Rebecca kind of loosening up, it seems like, and
Yeah.
having a nice
There's
chill
that drop
back
zone
nine.
shot. Little tunnel. Owen executes it well.
own for the single bogey. As good as you can do from that drop zone.
Yeah.
And she's got some room to work. She's a few strokes ahead of anyone in 4th or 5th place. So I understand her, need to kind of push and maybe try to catch Cadence and or Holyn.
Yeah. Holyn getting her first birdie in a while on 17, which is the 3rd day in a row she's gotten it, right?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Accurate.
There's the wind.
Yeah, it's happening
Just
out
picked
there.
up.
Oh, yeah. Nice birdie from Cadence as well.
All right.
1 stroke back, 1 to play.
Holyn up by 1, heading into 18. What's going to happen here?
It's a tough hole to finish on. It's not as tough as the one we just played, but it has played as one of the harder holes most of the day. Holyn back up to that 9 down. This one's, I'll let you talk about it. It's your turn.
Oh, it is my
Send
turn.
it.
Hole 18 is an uphill par 4, 510 feet. You want to land your shot. It's not a distance shot off the tee. You want to land right around this spot right there, and then you've got a Mando to navigate around to the left side. Kind of put it over the OB line and then come back in by this basket. The easy play is a hyzer sidearm approach, but we've seen a lot of amazing backhands executed as well.
True.
It is a hard hole.
It is. The OB tighter than ever, a new mandatory. I believe, didn't Holyn go OB off the tee yesterday?
Yeah,
And she only
pumped it
has
long.
1 stroke, so I mean, Holyn still wants to birdie this.
Yeah.
Especially Cadence gonna be in a
That's
perfect position
as
to
good as
birdie
it gets.
and catch her.
That is-
Well done.
wow.
Get a little smile from Cadence. That's picture perfect.
Yeah, that OB line really makes you think, cost reward off the tee. Holyn trying to lock in here. She went OB yesterday,
And was able to save the par, but
so she corrects it,
Ooh.
but she's gonna be
Ooh,
a little pinched off. That's pinched off even for her big sidearm.
it is. And that's going to be a risky decision. I don't even know if she can get to the pin from there. It's so pinched.
She will go second, at least, so
That's
she'll see
true.
what Cadence does.
Great point.
Rebecca gets
Smooth.
way up there, right between Cadence and Holyn.
And Rebecca just far enough left for it to be a more manageable shot than Holyn's.
And that looks great.
Mm-hmm. Nice and left for own. The bee costumes. Whew.
All right, walking up 18's green,
Yeah.
or a fairway.
It doesn't often come down to the last hole like
Yeah.
this.
I'm going with that turnover backhand. Gets the C2.
Own with a really solid round, really pushing
Yeah.
the whole time.
Having fun out there.
Yeah, and she's got, I think, 3 strokes ahead of Macy, so a secure 3rd place.
It's a big
Cadence,
shot right here.
this is huge.
Wow. Oh
And she
my
doesn't
goodness.
even have to putt. So Holyn has to at least par for a playoff.
Wow.
So important for Holyn to get this next shot inbounds.
There is a strong wind. Looks like left to right.
Rebecca
Go,
showing
go,
us
go.
how much you have to push
Oh,
the
man.
OB.
Yeah.
And Holland's even more pinched than
yes,
that.
she is. She's gonna have to.
I think she needs to put
some crazy
high.
angle on
Yes.
it and hope the wind helps her back.
It needs height and spike.
Come on.
It looks pretty good. Swinging, swinging, swinging. Oh, it's out.
Oh no.
And I'm not sure.
That looks so good.
It did. I'm not
It's
sure.
too
if-
far.
Did she cross up there?
They have
It
a
was hard to
spotter.
see. Because it looked like it was riding the line. Because that's going to make a big difference whether she can putt from there for par or if she's all the way back.
Yeah.
Rebecca throwing 4 after the OB stroke.
Yeah. Looks like there's a tailwind. Looks like she's taking it from back there.
It looks like, I believe she called it provisional here just in case it crossed. This, I'm so surprised not to see her throw a
Whoa.
sidearm there. Especially, I'm surprised. Maybe just a bit of a rush decision.
Cadence looking for her shot. Sees that she's parked.
Yeah.
You can't see it
No.
from where you threw.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's starting to sink in.
And let's see if we go back to Holyn here. I believe the call is just that her second shot that she threw never did cross. So her provisional that she took is the actual shot she throws at OB. And it's Cadence's first GGPT victory.
Wow.
Owen trying to just put on a show on the last hole. She's going to secure third
Yeah.
place. Holyn gonna, just have a putt for double. A disappointing finish on the final hole.
Yeah. Hole 18, bringing some drama.
Yeah, not the one you would necessarily think. Gonna be solo second, and what a hard-fought battle from Holyn. It was impressive to watch.
Yeah, she was charging in that front 9.
Absolutely.
Through the middle. Then they both hit
Yeah.
a hiccup there, exchanged the lead. And then it came down to hole 18.
And you really can't write this stuff. Pretty wild. Big congratulations to Cadence Burge for her first big DGPT victory. She really stayed in the fight the whole time.
Just a fantastic weekend for Cadence.
Yeah, to finish birdie.
And to bounce back from that middle stretch where,
Yeah.
you know. Wow. Aw.
Aw. Look at all the hugs. It's nice.
Sweet. What an amazing season for Cadence so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present your 2025 Discmania Challenge presented by Trube. First, DGPT Elite Series win, Cadence Burge.
Drops it.
I feel like this makes the last 10 years of my life worth it. Like, this is the moment I've been waiting for so long. And it's just crazy, I don't know. I was like, oh my gosh, she's coming to see me. And I feel like I'm really glad that he was here. But it added this whole other set of pressure where, like, I did not want my family to drive 12 hours and not see me win. So I felt like I had to. You know, it didn't seem like I was gonna have to play like super good to win, but then all of a sudden she's like 9 down through 11 and I have to shoot like course record to win, it feels like. And she was burning all these holes that I can't even get to. I think a lot of it was just trying to breathe and my caddy being there for me, telling me that I'm not out of this and I'm still in this and I have all these shots and that I've been good at 17 and 18 the last 2 days. And so if I just find those shots in me and give myself a chance, then it's still there for me to win. Thank you for all the support. I've gotten so many messages this week and so many people came up and talked to me after the Fly Mart. It's awesome and I feel so loved and I appreciate it so much.
Wow, Cadence Burge, everybody. She got me to cry a little bit just now. Your Discmania Challenge
sweet.
champion. You talk now.
No, I can't. I can't.
I didn't know that was her dad. They drove 12 hours to see her. All of that was literally just so cute. I can't stand it. The future's here, people.
The cutest. The new generation of
Yeah.
up-and-comers.
And they rip. It's been a joy to watch and to call the shots. Thank you guys for joining us all weekend long. Thanks, Sofia, for joining me in the booth. It's been a good time.
Thanks for having me. It's been really fun.
Yep. And Holyn Handley, just so much respect for that big push and really exciting round to watch. Scoggins seems to always find her way to the podium. We have a little bit of a break and then everyone's kind of going to Europe. Gonna be
Hopping the
exciting.
pond.
Yeah. Crossing the old pond. It'll be my first time over there. You've been old news for you,
Yeah.
but I'm super excited. So thanks to the Founders Club. Thanks for joining us. If you have not already subscribed, please do so. Tell your friends. Help us get to 500,000 on YouTube.
Or a million.
Or 1 million. Let's go for 1 million. You're right. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
And I'm Sofia Donnecke.
And we are Honkin' Donk.
Honk and donk.
Can watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine. Get up watch your body and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know that truly I feel fine.